Welcome, literature lovers. Today, we're using figurative language to explore the universe of human emotion. We'll unlock the hidden layers of meaning within Jhumpa Lahiri's The Interpreter of Maladies, and Viet Thanh Nguyen's I'd Love You to Want Me. In literature, symbols draw us into their gravitational pull. Take Mr. Das's camera in Interpreter of Maladies. It's a shield, symbolizing his emotional detachment from his family. In I'd Love You to Want Me, the name Nguyen represents the wife's deepest fear, living in the shadow of her husband's past love. Every time he utters that name, it's a cosmic event, warping their reality. Some wounds never truly heal. Irony, it's everywhere. Lahiri nails this in Interpreter of Maladies. Mr. Kapasi yearns for a deeper connection with Mrs. Das, but she just needs to unburden her guilt. Talk about a cosmic misunderstanding. In Nguyen's story, the wife keeps saying her husband's mistake doesn't hurt, but the more she says it, the more we feel the pain. It's like watching a star explode. Beautiful, but ultimately destructive. Good writers like Lahiri and Nguyen use imagery to engage our senses. In Interpreter of Maladies, Mrs. Das's chipped nail polish is a visual representation of her crumbling marriage. Nguyen uses imagery of loss. The husband's dementia erases memories like a black hole swallowing everything. Subtle yet powerful. Think of motifs as the recurring melodies in the universe's grand symphony. Lahiri uses the motif of miscommunication in Interpreter of Maladies to show our search for connection. Mr. Kapasi embodies this struggle. Nguyen's story echoes with the motif of names, reinforcing the wife's fear that she's not enough. Even in love, we're haunted by the ghosts of the past. Sometimes a story isn't just a story, it's a microcosm of the entire universe. Lahiri's Interpreter of Maladies becomes an allegory for post-colonial relationships. Mr. Kapasi is drawn to Mrs. Das's westernized life, but it's an illusion. Nguyen's story is an allegory for memory and loss. The husband's dementia becomes a metaphor for fragile human connection. It's heartbreaking, but it reminds us to cherish the moments we have. You know that aha moment when the universe suddenly makes sense? That's epiphany. For Mr. Kapasi, it comes when the slip of paper with his address flutters away. His fantasy of a connection with Mrs. Das disappears. The wife in Nguyen's story has a quieter epiphany. She stops correcting her husband, accepting his condition. It's a moment of heartbreaking surrender. Synecdoche and metonymy are artful techniques where parts evoke the essence of the whole. In Interpreter of Maladies, Mrs. Das's restless hands mirror her inner conflict. Nguyen masterfully employs metonymy. The husband's bed signifies intimacy, routine, and a shared existence. As dementia encroaches, the bed becomes a symbol of everything slipping away. Writers use allusions to weave in references to mythology, history, and other works of art. In Interpreter of Maladies, Lahiri connects Mr. Kapasi to the wise sages of Hindu mythology. His wisdom doesn't bring him closer to happiness. Nguyen's story alludes to Vietnamese cultural beliefs about names and destiny. Metaphors are like telescopes, helping us see the universe in new ways. Lahiri describes the scorching Indian sun beating down on Mr. Kapasi, symbolizing his growing discomfort. In Nguyen's story, the wife's silence becomes a powerful metaphor for her unspoken emotions. The silence speaks volumes. Lahiri and Nguyen aren't just telling stories, they're creating universes of meaning. Look beyond the literal and you'll discover a universe of wonder waiting to be explored. Figurative language transforms fiction from simple storytelling into an art form. The subtle hints, the quiet metaphors, and the haunting imagery linger long after we close the book. And here's something to keep in mind. If you're studying literature, you need to know these terms. They aren't just fancy words, they're the foundation of literary analysis. Professors expect you to use them when discussing fiction, whether you're writing a paper or analyzing a passage in class. Recognizing symbolism, irony, imagery, and more will help you read more deeply and write more effectively. So next time you read, don't just follow the plot, uncover the layers beneath the words. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, hit like and subscribe for more insights on literature and writing. See you next time.